folks, how you doing out there? Welcome to another Drink and a Wink. We're very happy that you're joining us tonight. We got a lot of fun stuff going here, and I'm looking forward to getting into it here. We are live, and hey, lo and behold, Michele agreed to come out and take part in what we got tonight. All right. What we're going to do tonight is a couple of things. One is we're going to kind of, I do this whiskey experience of the year every year in January, and obviously New Year. And in recent times, I've kind of liked to when we get to the halfway point in the year, I like to kind of go over some things that we've gotten, and some of these, maybe contenders for that whiskey experience of the year. And again, whenever we're doing this, we're not saying this is the best. I don't like doing the best because, one, we don't get a chance to sample all these things like a magazine that gets samples or all that kind of thing. We're mostly our money and wonderful gifts that we get. So I don't like to do the best, but more importantly, I like it to be the experience because we try different things. I don't like rating things. I like to have the best whiskey experience. It's something that maybe was a little different for us, something unique, or a good value. All those things kind of come into play. So that's what we're talking about so far. I know we're not right at the halfway point of the year, but I kind of always kind of make that decision of what I'm going to do, usually in December. So it's always kind of like a month ahead of the new year. So that's why we figured doing it. Other thing is, we're kind of in between things. Our schools have wrapped up. We both had very, very busy weeks gig-wise. Summer's going to pick up in a little while with some summer school stuff and more gigs featuring the wonderful Michele Thomas and her band, which we'll talk about another time. So that's what we're going to do today. After we talk about that, or maybe interspersed between that, we're also going to talk about this thing I'm stealing from the You'll Hear It podcast, which is a jazz podcast. Real good stuff, real exciting stuff. No nerds there. It's called The Gentle Person's Agreement, and we're going to talk about what I'm going to do and something in regards to YouTube. So, but don't be afraid. I know all four of you might be afraid right now that something is going to change with Drinking a Wink. Do not be afraid. We'll explain that later. So, without further ado, we're going to give you the 5 whiskey experiences so far that we've had. All of these are new to us this year, right?
Yes.
And some of them we kind of experienced just by, I did some research and I purchased it, and then we, we're like, oh, this is good. Others were something that maybe we tried out somewhere, and then we liked it and ended up getting it. All right. So I'm going to tell you a little story about this. Michelle's going to do some tasting. I'm going to do some tasting, and maybe how about I do this? I'll kind of talk about this one. We can talk about that one. We'll go with this one. I'll do more on the Indian. You can talk more about that, and then we'll both talk about that. Okay? So we're going to start with the Craigellachie. So if you might have noticed, I took down this video that I did last week on the Craigellachie Bass Armagnac finish because I said Glenallachie so many times that I was kind of bugged by it. Glenallachie is a wonderful distillery. We love their 12. We love their, what is that? We don't own it, but the Portwood one they have. Really good stuff, all right? But I took that down because I wanted to bring it to you in this thing here. So my first thing, this is a single malt Scotch whiskey. We're also going to be bringing 2 single malt Scotch whiskeys, 1 rye, 1 Indian whiskey, which is new for us. And then we're actually going to get out of the whiskey thing. We're going to talk about 1 Mezcal here. So the first one is Craigellachie 13 Bass Armagnac finish. Now, if you have not heard of that name, okay, Craigellachie, or you did watch that video and you heard Glenallachie, Craigellachie is a small, not a small, but small-ish distillery that is owned under a bigger group. That group happens to be the one that owns Dewar's, and then a couple of other small distilleries, including, off the top of my head, Aberfeldy, which does a lot of the distilling for what ends up in Dewar's, Altmore, Royal Bracla, and the Devermore, the Deveron. they're really nice, really putting out a really nice product here. I won't go into too much of an explanation other than the one thing that's unique to them, there's not very many distilleries doing that, is they are distilling in what are called worm tubs. Meaning, you have a still, okay, let's pretend this bottle here is a still, okay, and it comes up, the vapors come up and then comes into a line arm and it gets collected. And that line arm is actually a tube kind of thing. The outside chamber is cold, and that's what makes the vapors turn back into liquid. What a worm tub is actually that pipe goes out, single pipe, and actually in many cases goes outside. This is including Craigellachie. That'll come outside, come on down into a tub, and the pipe, why it's called a worm tub, is that the pipe worms, more like a worm drill idea, or anything, or a worm gear. The pipe goes in to a large bucket. So really, it could be like this. Pretend this is our rain bucket, and you take a pipe, it's cold water, and they are actually outside. So the distillate never hits the outside world, but what it basically does is they chill it and get it back, the vapors come back to liquid by it ending up in the worm tub. I will not give you such a detailed explanation for all the rest of the year on the table.
I'm actually glad you did, because I heard you talking about this, and
okay.
You hadn't described the whole worming thing, so I really wasn't sure whether you were saying worm or warm.
No, worm as in what you used to find in old tequilas. Worm. Okay? As in what the early bird gets. Okay? Worm.
As in the dance move.
Okay. Okay, great. Glad we brought you aboard. I'm kidding. That was great. So, Craigellachie 13 is one of my favorite Speyside Highland style whiskeys. I talked about it a lot. You know the brand names of Glenmorangie, Glenlivet, Glenfiddich, Macallan, all these bigger name products. I would say if you were rating, I was gonna rate a Craigellachie 13, the regular bottling, to any of those, I'd pick up the 13. The 13 is their starter, and it's a hell of a starter. All natural colored, no chill filtering, bottled at 46%. Then what Stephanie McLeod does, and Stephanie McLeod, if you remember that name, she's the master blender for this whole operation now. She was doing things for Dewars. I've already mentioned this in the other video, but she is responsible for revitalizing the 12-year Dewars and coming up with the Smooth series, which we've talked about a lot. Anyway, she's doing this blending, and one of their first offerings is the Craigellachie 13, now finished in former French Bass Armagnac barrels. Okay? So, the Craigellachie, because of the worm tub, has a kind of a meaty character, a lot of caramel, not sweet caramel, caramel's wrong, camphor, sunflower, a little bit of that kind of light citrus, orange citrus flavor, and this Bass Armagnac finish adds the spice that I swear on the taste. We talked about that champagne candy or that root beer candy. I don't think I mentioned root beer candy. There's this little flavor of that, and it seems like any time like a French wine, such as Bass Armagnac, comes across, it adds this champagne-y kind of root beerish flavor to me without getting sweet. The other thing to know is what's interesting is they decided to use the Bass Armagnac because the Bass Armagnac, which is a French wine, is actually also produced with worm tubs. So do the same thing. So that's what the little connection here is. You can talk about your tasting notes in a minute. I'm gonna kind of
I get to taste. Okay.
Yeah, go please. Yeah. Craigellachie Speyside 13 Bass Armagnac. The other thing to note is the 13 is $60. If you're going to have a choice again between the regular 13 and some other company, a bigger name at that price range, grab a Craigellachie. The Bass Armagnac is $10 more. I also know that hopefully still currently in Illinois, if you Chicagoland area, if you know where your Binny's is and they have it, they're both on sale. And actually that's why I bought it. It was $10 off. Comments?
I don't know, thoughts of like things in like the sponge cake family. I'm sorry. Or vanilla wafer. There's a lot of just taste of like, it's not just straight vanilla, but what might be a little bit of almond
Yeah,
back.
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I don't get that. I don't get that in the regular Craigellachie 13, but this is definitely adding it. From there, I'm also reading some notes here from the distillery. This is what they call their muscular Craigellachie, and that's what Worm Tubs does. It gets meaty. There's no triple distilled kind of really neat Glenmorangie thing. It's the exact opposite. Very thick, great mouthfeel, right?
This is true. Yeah.
Yeah. This is first matured in ex-bourbon and ex-sherry casks. They don't tell you which time, and then rested in Best Armagnac casks for just over a year. So that's what you're doing. This is also non-chill filtered and contains no caramel coloring and is bottled at 46%, just like the regular 13. I couldn't find that on the bottle. I'm vacillating between my bad contacts and my bad glasses right now, even though these are supposed to be reading. I can't get it, but I'll tell you what. Grab that single malt Scotch, A+. Good on that one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good?
It's interesting. You were saying meaty.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt that. Sorry.
No, you didn't quite.
There's something floral in the nose.
Okay.
I was surprised as I drink it. Yeah.
Yeah, very complex. It has hints of nuttiness, has hints of the caramel, a little bit of the sunflower, a little bit of the oak, but it's all balanced out with, it's just a spicier version of what you might think of a regular Speyside, right? Like compare that to Glenmorangie, you would get that flavor.
Okay.
But to me, the Bass Armagnac adds a little bit of a kind of a sweet spice, cinnamon, definitely, kind of thing to it.
Okay, sure.
Cool. All right. That's a real killer. That's going to be a contender. The next one we're going to talk about, I wouldn't say maybe is even the best rye we had thus far this year, but it has an interesting story, and we ended up really liking it. And I'll also tell you that before we even start talking about it, this is a good value. So, I'll start the story. All right. So we all know that one of your favorite ryes is this one, the Angel's Envy finished rye, finished in Caribbean rum casks.
Good lady.
Beautiful bottle. Really nice, big, from the cellars of Lincoln Hendrickson. 50% alcohol on this one. Beautiful bottle. Beautiful nose.
It's a pretty bottle.
It's expensive. Right?
For us.
Yes, for us. And so expensive that I don't think we've ever actually bought one, right? There's 2 gifts. We have another one in the back. We like this one. This is one of your favorite ryes ever, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And for me, I like it. It's a little bit, I think it was, for me personally, it's a little over finished. It's not complaining or saying anything. It's at 50% and it's high quality. But to me, there's a maple syrup note on there that is great, but it gets on the verge of being a little too sweet for me. Just for me.
From the beginning of that bottle?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
know this.
So tell them the story of how you came across the one we're going to talk about next, which is called Town Branch.
Town Branch was a birthday gift to me. My birthday from you. From you.
Yeah, we're not talking about Wilderness Trail. We're talking about that one.
Oh my gosh!
That was the one that you bought when you went to the Green Post.
Whoops.
All right.
Whoops.
I bought it for you. You didn't say anything wrong.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Well, it's close to my birthday anyway.
I'll tell the story. It doesn't seem like you're... All right. So Michele had a birthday party at the Green Post here in Chicago.
Yes.
New place to us. A few days before you went there for kind of like a primer, kind of checking in, and you asked for Angel's Envy Rye, right?
Yes.
And the bartender there, I can't remember his name because I never met him, said, well, we don't have Angel's Envy Rye.
Yeah.
Then they laid this on her. This is the Town Branch from the Lexington Brewing and Distilling Company from Kentucky. Their small batch straight rye. Okay?
This was his comparable
Right.
alternative.
And I'll just read you from their website. Voted 2021 Best Rye Whiskey by Forbes. Okay, well, this 100 proof small batch rye whiskey is non-chill filtered and distilled in Lexington, Kentucky, rich in hills. The low rye high malt mash bill, which I think is why we like this so much. Is a high malt mash bill means that there's a lot of what's in Scotch in there for us. Makes this rye whiskey unique on the palate. Spicy aroma with spicy rye notes of vanilla, oak, and pepper with a warm, dry finish.
Spicy.
Right.
Yeah.
What I found so surprising when I tasted this, It's rye, but I swear I get a little bit of that rum flavor, even though I know this wasn't finished in rum. Something about that high barley content adds a different kind of spice, a different kind of edge on it.
It's interesting.
This is really good. This comes right in for me as like sipper, and probably would be excellent in a cocktail that maybe it's not dark. So I would say, something where you'd want a little bit of sweet spiciness, you'd go for that. But that is a delicious, a little bit of apple pie, baked apple kind of flavor in there as well. Not an earthy rye flavor, just more of the spice, right? This is really nice. This is a really nice product. And I will tell you, there are other ryes that I would say are very basic and boring that you can pay a lot more money. And this is bottled at 50%. This is Town Branch, Kentucky, a beautiful rye. We really like this one, right?
And you said you don't think it's rich, or what did you say?
It's plenty rich.
Or dark.
Earthy.
Yeah.
Earthy. And
yeah.
The dark I'll take back. I would say, I said back like I just said Armagnac. I'll take it back.
It's rich.
Yeah, that's good. I would say, it's not cheap, but it's in that price. It's sub 50, and I bought it for you as a present. It had to be sub 50. Why? No. All right, there you go. Have one more.
Thank you.
Cool. All right. So that's the Town Branch Small Batch Straight Rye. It's probably not going to win our Whiskey of the Year, but it definitely is going to be the most surprising and intriguing and value-driven rye. Like I say, it's not typical of your regular ryes. You're not going to mistake that for a Sazerac or what's another really down the middle rye that we have, or Journeyman.
Journeyman.
No, it's not that. It's really good.
There's a Leatherman or
Leatherman is a
or
tool.
something.
There's a feather bone.
Feather.
Light as a feather bone? I don't know. The next one we're going to talk about was a big surprise. This one, the Trini from Indri, Trini 3 Wood, okay, is a single malt, bottled at 46%. No added color, non-chill filtered. So right away you're like, okay, well that must be a Scotch, right? Kind of a strange name for Scotch. Indri, that's not Gaelic. Well, it's not, because that is an Indian whiskey. That is an Indian single malt whiskey. This started coming up and popping up in a lot of different forums. You better drink some water before you, because this is this is so good. All right. So let me tell you a little bit about this. So we all know that Japan does a lot where they are kind of taking the vibes and the production styles of single malt Scotch whiskey and producing their own Japanese whiskey. And that's fabulous, okay? Did I not print the... Okay. So, but there are other places doing this as well. And one of them is India. There's a couple other companies that are making a single malt... it's so hard for me not to say Scotch, but single malt whiskey or single malt Indian whiskey. But Indri has become the real big fan favorite, huh? That is delicious, right? There is no way you would not think that that's like that. That's right up there with.
It's so complex.
Yeah. Here's the reason why. The Trini 3 Wood, which is from the Piccadilly Distillery. Now, the Piccadilly Distillery, I think, is only doing two things at the moment. This is just, like I said, this is a newcomer, but there's a lot of tradition in here. This is kind of done by this combination. There is a Scotch, I can't remember his name. There is a Scotch whiskey distiller that is over there doing this, helping out. I'll just read you some from here. Indri single malt is made from the classic 6-row Indian barley grown in Rajasthan for hundreds of years. It is manually harvested and hand selected for malting. In a traditional onion head pot still, the whiskey is a marriage of liquids from 2 different casks. So from there, what they're doing here is why they call it the 3 Wood, is we're adding an ex-wine cask to the aging. That lends a honey peppery note, they say. PX sherry cask with parts of dark amber color with sweet and black currant notes. Ex-bourbon, which has a vanilla and coconut note. I would say that because of the temperature out here, I think everything is tasting a little bit sweeter or a little not as quite as dark.
That
Yeah.
That could be.
It's interesting.
Because
All three of these seem darker to us, so we might be a little off. I think it's
it's
just because
late
of the temperature.
May in Chicago, and
Right.
it's like 20 degrees.
Right.
We're trying to pretend like we're warm right now.
Yeah, right. It's changing by the minute.
No, but my tongue doesn't know where to go with that one. It's and neither does my nose.
Right.
Like it's
The only
a
thing
lot.
about this that I will say is there's no age statement on there. I understand they are following the rules of single malt Scotch whiskey, means that it's at least 3 years old, and I'm hearing, for the most part, I think I heard from an interview with the distiller, that this is coming in the 5 or 6 year range. It does taste a little young, meaning that when you said you don't really know what to settles on,
Sure.
it's a little bit wild. But if you like your Scotch whiskey, or really actually even I can liken this to like Irish single malt that we've had too. If you like it with no smoke, no peat,
Oh, sure.
and real fruit forward, you're gonna really like this.
Yeah.
I highly recommend this. Grab it while it's still kind of in the price range, because this was a top pick. This is in the top 20 for Whiskey Advocate. It was in the top 20, or it's been a high marks with Whiskey Cast, which is a podcast. Both Roy Duff and Ralphie have both talked about this. So this could go up in price. Right now, it is in the sub 60 range. We also got it on sale. Always good. This bottling was from right there. It's on the bottle. That's what I love about this. Bottle number 02, manufactured in March of 22.
And especially now that it has the drink and a wink mom.
Right. We'll talk about that in a second. I think I got drinking week bump back here. I think I got bit by something.
That's weird.
But check it out. The Indri
Okay.
3 wood. I meant to hold the bottle up a little longer.
Okay.
That's what it looks like. You will really impress friends. It has a nice dark natural. Here's the other thing. Between the aging and something, this is no color added. They say there's no added color. So there is no way, even with that kind of aging, that this can be only 3 years old.
That's amazing.
It's got to give me more than 5 to 6.
Yeah.
And the taste is so good. Like I said, if you are a fan of Scotch whiskey, but you want to try something a little different, again, there's no smoke on this. So if you're expecting that, I would also say that bourbon fans might, like bourbon fans
I could see
that
that.
might get turned off by that barley note that's in single malt Scotch whiskey. Not barley note, it's all made of barley, but I mean that barley heavy. You might dig this a little bit. Again, single malt, it's only malted barley. And that's what's so fascinating about this, is we have picked all pure, unflavored, anything, all the way across this thing. We have no coloring in any of this.
It's pure.
Everything is pure. This whole
Authentic.
rack. All right. So that's the Indri 3 wood. Okay. Next thing we're going to talk about, we're going to break away. We've been hinting at it that we're going to be start talking a little bit more about mezcal. Well, what I called TMS. Tequila, Mezcal, Sotol. Okay? So I've been doing my research.
I didn't know it had an acronym, but
Well, you said that sounded like something last video.
oh,
so, yeah,
that's right.
Well,
I didn't retain it
No,
because
because it's that
sounds
good.
like
It just,
a jaw injury. Sorry, go
okay,
ahead.
okay, that's what you said last time, right? But there's no J in there. Anyway, we are gonna now, as we've talked about, I took French. And I didn't even do very well with the Bass Armagnac. I did not take Spanish. I have not taken Spanish. Maybe like 2 hours on Duolingo on my iPhone in my whole life, even though I play some of that music sometimes. We're going to talk about what is becoming our favorite mezcal.
Yes.
And you can tell the story about this one if you remember this one. And this is, do you want to try pronouncing it or me?
I'll try because
Okay.
I've had 4 years of Spanish combined between
Okay.
high school and college, and this is still going to be bad.
Del Maguey. That I know. No,
Del
there's
Maguey.
Yeah, Del Maguey.
You turned it away from it. Las Milpas.
Pretty good.
My niece, who did get this for my birthday this year, is actually far more bilingual than I am and would do a better job of pronouncing it. But she did a good job of picking the mezcal. nonetheless, and it's been a knockout for us.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I had it on my wish list, so it wasn't as if it was a surprise to me, but had tasted it. I'm so sorry, I'm forgetting about this. The name of this restaurant in Pilsen neighborhood, but it was recommended by a server at this wonderful Mexican restaurant, and it's a good sipper. And I didn't even know anything about this entire distillery.
He understood.
Yes,
He understood. This stuff is gold.
He understood. So, and that's what made me put it on my wish list as something to try, and I'm just really glad that I did. And thank you, Catherine.
So Del Maguey is an interesting. If you're looking at the mezcal shelf, you're going to be overwhelmed by how many, if it's a good store, how many varieties of Del Maguey there are. It is like, it's ever growing, it's counting.
Yeah.
And we've had 3 of them, 2 of them.
2.
We bought 2. I didn't buy one.
2.
All right.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep going. Let me tell you a little bit about it. Del Maguey has these different series. They're basic ones, not basic, but lower priced ones. Are called La Vida, and there's a couple different varieties within that. And then the other one is, why am I blanking on it? Anyway, that they have a lower range like that. La Vida del Muertos? I'm skipping it. Anyway, there's about 4 or 5 in the kind of sub 50 range that are really good. Then they have this Village Tradiciones collection, which is where this is coming from, and the other bottle that we have, which I can't remember. But these are all kind of differentiated by different, denomination of origin. I think I got that. That's a tequila term and a mezcal term. I actually learned that. So that's kind of what they're championing here. The Village Tradiciones collection is a little higher in price. There's about 4 or 5 of them in there, maybe 6. And then there's even a higher one that goes way up. This one, this Las Milpas, is just so good.
Sorry, I'm spilling it off your breath. I'm just like,
it's so good. Yeah, it's so good it made my breath smell good.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's so lovely.
It's just really good stuff. I can't say enough about it. The bottle is really nice. It's bottled at 46%. It's the other thing, the difference. The lower ones, the other one that's called Crema, watch out for. That's kind of a combo. I don't even know what that is. I would watch out for that one because it's just different. It's not pure mezcal. But anything, check it out. You're going to see this big batch of color. These labels are kind of nice and cute and artful, almost look like kind of cartoony.
Yes.
They have some kind of, this kind of reminds you, what's that soap that has like all the, like the weird, or no, this kind of reminds me of the
Castile soaps?
Yeah, what actually reminds me of is the apple cider vinegar. What's that company that? Bragg's. Bragg's. Like they just have some kind of like, there's like a lot of different size fonts here. Everything that would make a graphic artist kind of barf. But I love it. Then it says here, sip it, don't shoot it.
It says certain
that's
instructions right there. I will say I don't know that this came with the beautiful feathers and
no, it didn't.
whatever I think that was was doing of my artistic niece that just knew that would compliment.
So the nomination de origin, I'm not gonna. The nom on this is 041X. That's important for tequila and mezcal. I would say check out the Del Maguey. It really is, if you're into mezcal, really nice.
Yeah.
This has the nature of mezcal, that it's done in earthen pits versus kind of done above ground with different kind of things. It's fired. So other mezcals, you get it and it tastes like tequila, and then that kind of comes in, that smokiness comes in. This is right away.
Yeah.
It's right away. Then it kind of cleans up a little bit. It's never overpoweringly smoky.
It is not.
But it's just so. It's dangerous because at 46%, the way that they're manufacturing this, the production of this buries that 46%. like I literally could like kick this back.
You
know
get
what I
in
mean?
trouble.
You would get some
You
serious
get
trouble.
in trouble.
And at $70 a bottle, I think,
Watch
something like
yourself.
that, you could get a lot of trouble. All
Watch
right.
yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's Las Milpas.
It's too easy.
By Del Maguey. Check them out. We really like it. We are going to start bringing you some more things as we get a little more experience and get a few more bottles on the shelf. But I can tell you that they're kind of the talk of the town when it comes to talk of the.
It's beautiful.
God, I can't remember the name for town in this Spanish. Boy, I'm
water.
doing that. Thank you. You breathe it on me still?
No, I just think you might be close to being drunk at this point.
Drunk? I'm not even. What are you talking about? All right.
Just be sipping.
Okay. Now, I would say that all of those would be contenders,
Dun, 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 dun.
but there is nothing that we have had yet. I'm going to tell you right now, this bottle that we're going to bring up is going to be a contender. The only thing that might, oh, you might be?
I don't know.
Okay. The only thing about this that might keep it from me making it my whiskey experience of the year is it would make it the relatively hardest to find because this is a limited edition. Can I first tell you about what it is and you can tell the story?
Sure.
Okay, so this is coming from the Tobermory Distillery, and this is the Tobermory 2004. That's what it says right there, right? It's a 2004 marking, but that's what it says on the website. 2004 Oloroso Cask Matured, limited edition at 55.9%. Okay? To tell you what about Tobermory, it's a single malt Scotch. All natural, and I can tell you this is all natural. If you can see this color, it is so different. Right away, again, Scotch is not supposed to look like real dark red, kind of. It's supposed to have kind of the base of apple juice, and that just you can tell right away that it's just been aged. And I'm gonna pour one more drop of that. So, Tobermory is a distillery on the Isle of Mull, okay? I don't know if there's even another distillery on the Isle of Mull. I don't know that much research, but when we talk about isles, we're talking about the mainland and Scotland, and then we're talking about Islay. Those are the big ones. Erin has a distillery or two, and the Isle of, I don't know what else. I'm blanking. Where's Talisker? Is that on? No, wait. Anyway, there are a few distilleries distributed through some of these islands between the Islay and the mainland, and Mull is one of them. Tobermory is the main distillery, and then their kind of sister, also in that same distillery, is called Ledaig, 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 lots of different pronunciations on it. That is a peated variety that they make, and they give it a different name, but it's all done at that distillery. This, I'll tell you a little bit about this, is aged in, first it starts in full maturation, aged for 17 years, an Oloroso sherry cask. Okay, it must be 8 o'clock. Okay. I'm not going to tell you what to expect. All I'm going to tell you is that full maturation Oloroso sherry cask. When you are talking about sherry cask, usually there's other types, but usually the two that you're talking about when we're talking about finish aging is either Oloroso or Pedro Jimenez, which we're going to shorten to PX. Oloroso has more of the heavier fruits, darker fruits, nuttiness, maybe a little bit of a dark chocolate flavor. Whereas PX is really, really sweet. Okay, the sherry that we're talking about is really, really sweet. This is all Oloroso, and I think I just named every bit that you're going to get. Right? Now you can tell the story on this. Yeah, right. You gotta let it linger. Let it linger.
You were going for so long that I had to take a sip. Oh God. Okay. I have to give out a shout out to Jackie and William Tosh for gifting me this incredible bottle. They also have a really beautiful story behind it where there are some family connections to the town in which this distillery is in. So it was very personal. when they gave it to me for my birthday, I had no idea this was going to taste the way that it did, and I first broke it open between me, Darren, and our good friend Jessica.
Yes.
Often
Yes.
mentioned on this show, and we all just had a moment.
Yeah, that moment. It is so
One of those.
flipping good.
We had a moment.
This is gonna be hard to find, and it's gonna set you back, but this is phenomenal. Notes of what do I have written down here? I'm gonna read what the website
all
says,
things good.
and this is good. I didn't read these tasting notes, but I'm gonna read them now after we've both tasted it.
Okay.
And when these match what we get, then we know everyone's on the same page, literally. Nose packed full of toffee and caramel, followed by almonds, black currants, and a hint of spice.
Come on.
Okay, is that right? Palate, rose petals, tropical fruit, walnuts, cherry, and creamy toffee balanced with oak tannins and hints of leather. Like, check, right? Finally, finish, unusually dry and nutty finish with the ginger spice. And the reason why they bring that up is sometimes when you when you're having a whiskey that is heavily or only aged in Oloroso sherry, or aged in a long time, that's where you'll get that kind of woody, driftwoody flavor with like some sweetness, kind of like that tartness of like the bottle of a bottle of wine, or if you let a glass of wine kind of very little left in the glass kind of overnight, and you smell that, and it starts to go a little bit like overly ripe fruit. You'll get that on the finish a lot. I know I get that. You get none of that on this.
No.
I don't know how in God's name they're doing it.
Is that what makes it so special?
Nutty, a little bit of fruit, definitely a kind of a chocolate hint.
Like, it's all things familiar about what I love about
Currants, raisins,
single malt, but
right.
I don't know how it's put together much differently.
Right. On the end of the palate, it just gets a little bit wafery, little vanilla there. And when it goes into the finish, it's like it has that dryness if you ate like a really good brownie, uniced brownie. There's that little bit of chocolate there, and it's just so good. Wait for it. Get it? Get what I'm talking about?
I think I'm just now getting ginger. I'm just trying to figure out what
Ginger?
an unfrosted brownie. What?
Well, just like brownie, like a good brownie.
Just
Not-
a
we're
good
not talking about,
brownie.
we're not talking about Little Debbie, or what's the one that I eat?
I'm definitely not even talking about Little Debbie.
Right. Really good. So that's our 5 so far. It's going to be really hard to beat Tobermory. The only thing that'll keep me from doing it is that I know that very few people are going to be able to find it. I haven't seen it out in the store yet, or maybe I did once somewhere. But anyway, it's going to be hard to find. We'll recap just one more time. If you're looking for unpeated, we didn't do any peated stuff here.
No.
If we're going to add a 6th one, it would be the Kilchoman Saneg, which is another great surprise. I was almost going to bring it out here, but if I would have had one more, Michele wouldn't have been able to make it through dinner. Craigellachie Bass Armagnac, 13-year-old, all natural, everything, beautiful. The small batch town branch from the Lexington Brewery and Distillery. Look at that, okay, 50%. It's a straight rye, beautiful stuff. Really fruity flavors, a lot of baked apple stuff in there. Would be a person that's not so into rye and more into bourbon would probably be swayed by that. Delicious stuff. The third one was the Indian whiskey, Indian single malt Scotch whiskey. Very fruit forward, very nice. Maybe a little young, but well worth it. High quality product. Yeah. Really exciting to see where that's going. It's always interesting to see how these other places, other locales, will produce a single malt whiskey in the tradition of Scotch, and if they don't break that tradition too much and just do the right kind of experimenting, oh boy, it's great. All right, wonderful. Next up was our one Mezcal tonight, the Del Maguey, Las Milpas. Really good stuff, bottled at 46%, hopefully all natural. but all good. That is dangerous. Okay, you spend an evening with these two, and boy, you better be off the next morning. Tobermory 17. There's not much to say. It's a limited edition, all Oloroso cask. It's so great. Here's the thing. This video went a little long and it's a little blurry, and we're hearing motorcycles and somebody was cutting wood out there. So we've brought you these whiskeys. We always try to keep it, gentle personally. I'm not gonna say gentlemanly anymore. Gentle personally, and we are gonna try to grow this a little bit. Now that I have a little more time in the summer, now I'm not doing so much school, I want to bring a little more to this. So with that, I've already had this up for a while now, but we're gonna have a little general person's agreement. If you have made it through to this video, and you are very interested in checking this out, I ask you that our agreement will be, I will continue to provide this all for free and all this kind of stuff, and I'm not asking for anything other than a YouTube subscription, or subscribing to my YouTube channel. I have created a Drink in a Wink YouTube channel. It's pretty bare bones at the moment because I only have about 4 or 5 videos. I'm moving some of my Facebook videos there, but I will have the link to that, and I'll ask you if you guys want to meander over there and like it. I would love to see some more subscribers on this thing. I'm going to do some different stuff there. It's not going to replace this in any means. I still like the immediacy of the live video thing. It's cool. It's fun for short things and have a laugh and kind of stuff. But when I'm doing features, or if we're going to talk to some people, or maybe even go out to a place, it doesn't really lend itself to that kind of thing. I'm comfortable with YouTube for that stuff. So I'm going to try to be doing both. I will probably not be doing a whole lot of, only live on YouTube, although maybe I will after I get used to it. But it's something to think about. So if you're looking at that, I'm going to do some more features that maybe I'll shoot and quickly edit and do that kind of stuff. So I ask you, come over to the YouTube. It is Drink and the ampersand, lowercase a, wink, and I do have the actual link to it, the for the YouTube channel. I'd really appreciate just the subscription, just so I can get the ball rolling over there, all right? Because I need more stuff to do, right?
Always.
Michelle was just like, a couple days ago, she's like, you need to get this up on YouTube and actually make it something. And I'm like, okay, that's good. Come on, this is so much fun. But she's right.
And it will continue to be fun.
Mm.
For more audiences.
Well, if I have you on this and you continue to get loaded, you didn't eat much, right? No, I know. I'm just kidding. All right. Tobermory 17.
I'm fine. Hold on.
Holy, where are you going? Oh, jeez. Okay, I didn't get that. Woo! Timing is everything.